I will officially go, and whenever. The floor is yours. I'm going.
Okay. Hi, welcome to another edition of In the Kitchen with CCE. My name is Kathleen, and I'm a nutrition educator here at Cornell Cooperative Extension in Broome County. And today we're in the commercial kitchen of the Broome County Regional Farmers Market on Upper Front Street in Binghamton, New York. Each month we feature a particular produce, and in November our featured produce is broccoli. So you can see broccoli is one of those crops that is both grown in the spring and in the fall because it's a cold weather vegetable. So you'll find it at both times, both in the spring and in the fall at the farmer's market. So broccoli is really versatile. You can bake it, you can eat it raw, you can steam it, you can cook it in a lot of different ways. You can saute it and stir fry it. So what I have today is a dish that kind of comes together quickly. One of the things you want to do with broccoli is not overcook it, because then it starts to lose some of its nutrients. And it's always prettier if you have that bright green color instead of having something that looks all gray from being overcooked. Not only that, like I said, you lose some of the nutrients. And you'll see here in my dish, I have cut it into small pieces, and one of the ways to do that is you can either cut it, which would be just cutting off a piece like this, and you can cut it smaller, but then it's very easy to just break off little pieces like that, and then you've got your pieces that would be in the recipe there. So just chopping it up, and if you're ever cooking something with kids, this is a fun thing for children to do too. So that's about what I'm going to show you with this. This is about maybe a couple cups of broccoli in this head, and so the recipe calls for 4 cups. So let me go over what these are on our recipe here. I have already done the first part of the recipe, which is to use 4 cups of broccoli, and I have already kind of sauteed it. So it still has a really bright green color, and it's kept a lot of its nutrients. I did not even cook it in water. I cooked it with just a little bit of oil, so it's lightly stir-fried. So you have your broccoli, 4 cups of broccoli, 1 cup of couscous, 2 cloves of garlic that are minced, and here's your olive oil. Then we have about the juice of 1 lemon. The recipe originally called for just a teaspoon of lemon zest. I think that's silly, so I have a couple teaspoons of lemon zest. It adds a lot more flavor that way. This is 2 cups of chicken broth. We used a low sodium version of that. And then we just have a little bit of dried basil, about half a teaspoon of that. And this is salt and pepper, just a little bit of it. Half a teaspoon of salt, a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. And then over here, this is going to be for the garnish. It is just shredded Parmesan cheese, so it adds another little pop to it. So I'm going to show you, like I said, I already sauteed this. And what's interesting about this dish, it kind of comes together quickly. You put the broccoli in here, and then you're going to actually kind of toast the couscous. So you put the couscous in, dry. And couscous is one of those grains that does not take a long time to cook. It cooks very fast. So if I had this on the stove, I would cook this for like another couple minutes. So it would just kind of lightly toast the couscous and combine it with the broccoli, and you add the garlic in there at the same time. So you stir all of that around. And again, it kind of roasts the garlic a little bit and cooks it and brings out the flavor of the garlic. So you stir all of that together. I would be doing this on the stove. And then once this is kind of warmed through, you add pretty much everything else. Here's your 2 cups of broth. You put that in. And then this is the juice of 1 lemon. We'll put all that in. And I had already used the olive oil, so I'm just letting you see that. And then this is the peel from a whole lemon. Depending on how much lemon you like, you can put in 1 teaspoon or 2. You might try the dish first and decide if you'd like to have more lemon with your broccoli. And then this is the salt and pepper. And this is dried basil. So you put all that together. You stir it all together. And what we would do here is you would return it to the stove and you bring the liquid to a boil. And the interesting thing here is once you bring it to a boil, you turn it off. You turn it off, you put the lid on it, and you let it set for about 5, maybe even 10 minutes. What's great about couscous is all it needs is that boiling liquid to absorb, and it kind of fluffs up. So you would put this on the stove, let it cook for a little bit longer. And what I have right here is basically the finished dish, but couscous looks funny when you take the lid off, but you fluff it up. So you can see as I kind of do that, it fluffs up. Quinoa is similar to this, where you have to fluff it up a little bit to make it, to eat it. You don't want to eat like just a big clump of it. So one of the beauties of this dish is that it has a lot of fiber. The couscous by itself, one serving has about 4 grams of fiber, and your broccoli also has a lot of fiber in it. So I'm going to show you how this would look. Put some in here. And really you want to have a bright green color. I realized as I had the lid on it that if you keep the lid on for too long, your broccoli cooks a little bit more maybe than you want it to. So you want it to have a nice bright green color. And then you can take some Parmesan cheese and just add a little bit of that on the top. And that's your finished dish. And I want to tell you that the broccoli has a lot of wonderful nutrients in it, high in vitamin C and vitamin K, high in calcium. So the calcium and the vitamin K together are great for your bone health. Vitamin C is wonderful for your immune system. It's also very high in fiber, and the kind of fiber that's in it is really good to stimulate the good gut bacteria that we want to be healthy with. So lots of really great stuff in broccoli. You could eat it every day and you would not be doing yourself a disservice. You'd probably actually be very beneficial for you. So there's our dish, lemon couscous with broccoli, a little bit of Parmesan cheese on it, and I encourage you to give it a try. Remember that our Regional Farmers Market is open every Saturday throughout the entire year from 9 until 1. So that's on Upper Front Street, 840 Upper Front Street in Binghamton, the Broome County Regional Farmers Market. Join us again for our next edition of In the Kitchen with CCE.